Well, good evening. Welcome back to my little gardening show. I thought I'd give you a little garden update, just show you what we've got planted, how things are going. Things are really picking up steam. Altogether, we probably harvested 3 or 4 bushels of lettuce, giving a ton of stuff away. We've got a whole cooler of lettuce I'm going to give away tomorrow. And we've got plenty to eat on the side, but here is a view of the garden, the upper half. We've got a kind of makeshift watering system in place, had enough soaker hoses and attachments that now we can water it pretty decently without hauling pails. The cabbages are really starting to take off. Here's a kohlrabi. It's about ready to pick. Some kale. Some cabbage. Took some kale off that today. We got more cabbage. It's just looking super healthy. A little bit of bug damage, but not much. More kohlrabi. About the size of baseballs right now. And we got some kale. I think this is blue Scotch kale.
Guys, you gotta see this. Look at this. You gotta see these two. No, look at this.
The onions are doing
Look at
pretty
this.
great. I know we've already seen it, bud. I've already showed the viewers, bud.
That big.
Yeah.
And that big. And that big. Look at this, Daddy.
Yeah. It's starting to form a head.
Of lettuce.
Our peas are really coming in, and the plan is I'm going to start a tray of brassicas from seed, the cauliflower and broccoli. Because apparently what I can do once these peas are about done, I can work that into the ground and we can plant. The plan is to replant this whole row with broccoli and cauliflower.
We could plant some more.
We're going to do more radishes for fall harvest.
And onions are going to be fall harvest too.
Yeah. Once you grab a hoe and start weeding, bud.
Oh.
Our peppers, we got sweet peppers here that are starting to come in.
These are doing crazy.
Those are doing great, aren't they? Our cherry
Look how
bells.
many we picked.
Yeah. Well, looks like one of our pepper plants is a victim of the drip hose here.
A pepper. Pepper.
Yeah, okay, here. The sweet peppers are doing really well. Everything's really green, starting to take root. The potatoes are doing amazing. We've got 3 rows, and the foliage is beautiful.
Look at all these potatoes. Look how well they're doing. Look at that
Yeah.
plant. Look at the roof.
The green beans have really made a comeback from kind of the
Bug attack.
late frost we got. There's a little bit of bug damage,
Just a little.
bean beetles,
From the
but
ladybugs hey, I know what's been
stuff
eating
starting to
them.
bud.
Ladybugs and
Well, probably not ladybugs. They're called bean beetles, bud.
or bean beetles.
We'll see if we can find some. But anyway, everything's doing great there. Our tomatoes,
They're doing awesome. No, look how good these
we
are doing.
we replanted 7 of these trellises,
Look at this. Look how good this is.
and they're all doing really well. These are the only trellis that we kept because it looked like the tomatoes had recovered and taken root.
And look how big this is.
And their foliage that had been yellow started to regain their green color because we added some nitrogen and phosphorus, so it's really greening things up, and you can see it's coming back.
Like this.
Here's another example. You can see the green is starting to come back into the leaf. So
hey, look at this. These are doing real well too.
they're doing really well. But this is an example of where you can look at the plants and they will tell you what to do. They will tell you what they're lacking, and then it's just a matter of providing it for them. And as long as they're established, you know, taking root, they can take those nutrients up that they need and start to recover. So
look at this.
a lot of green growth.
Corn.
Yeah.
Wait, have we got the carrots?
Oh, wait a minute. So what we did when we dug out everything, we, you know, totally redid this. We cultivated really well. I put down a bunch of agricultural lime, you know, so that there's a nice calcium source in the soil. And then we put down our, you know, the rest of the mint lighter pre-plant mix, which is like boron and I think Epsom salt.
Yeah, Epsom salt.
And we've weekly applied some weekly feed here
It's
recently
calcium.
that's got the microminerals and all that stuff in there.
It's calcium.
Again, it's a little different than what I've done in the past, where I've, you know, focused on building the soil, and ultimately that's what I want to do
Hey, guess what?
long range.
The thing that was wrong with the tomatoes if we didn't get a chance to put them in the garden, and we had to put them
Well,
in
that could have been a reason, yes, for sure. So we got our corn; it's starting to come up.
Here's a better example right there.
You can see how green it is, but the plan is I planted this just a little too close, so we're gonna, as stuff comes up, we're gonna transplant it and widen these rows a little bit. And then the plan is to
These peppers
come up the other side and plant.
And look what happened to these peppers because of the hay.
Yeah, we're gonna come over there in a bit. Let's go over this way.
Uh,
So we planted carrots here,
they're coming up.
and as you can see, they are starting to come up. And what I did was just a real liberal, you know, just broadcasting the carrots onto this raised bed that we created, a raised berm. Needs to be watered.
Yeah, look at the top.
Don't, hey, there's stuff planted in there, bud.
We just sprinkled it in. So there could be thousands of carrots.
All right, let's go over this way.
Well, we planted about 2.
We still got more things to do. Our peppers,
Some of them are dead.
they're starting to, you know, a few of them didn't make it, and I'm not sure exactly why.
Because of the hay.
I think it's because their root stock, they weren't vigorous enough,
Hey, look
and
at
maybe they
this.
weren't planted deep enough.
The flowers are starting to come.
But most of them are
Good.
doing quite well. So we'll replant our holes, you know, and get some peppers,
And transplant them.
replant.
Hey, look at this. Which neighbor did Grandpa go to?
I'm not
That one?
sure, child.
Because his his Jeep isn't.
Yeah, he's driving around somewhere. This soaker hose has worked out real well, though. We got, again, just a network of hoses and stuff as we kind of did this piecemeal and did a little bit at a time, but got the valves. Consequently, it takes a couple hours to really water everything well.
It's a gallon an hour.
And so what we're doing is, as rows are being watered, we're doing other work, you know, like weeding, harvesting stuff, like the greens. We still have quite a bit of weeding left to do on some of the stuff that's sprouted recently, but it's not out of control yet. So then I'll show you up here. We just planted this stuff tonight. And again, these were in the grow trays just a little too long and have suffered a little bit as a result, but they should recover. But we amended the ground and worked it up. utilizing my tomato cages, I just open them up to make, you know, like a 2-foot tall trellis through here, and we planted 8 cucumbers. We got our tomatillos. They were planted a while ago. All of them made it except for one. This, for whatever reason, it just didn't make it. It died. Again, that's agricultural lime that you see there. We still have more stuff to plant. I got some Swiss Chard and some Ukrainian Rhubarb. The blind gardener, if you're watching, I do intend on sending you some seed here, along with some other stuff for this Ukrainian rhubarb. But the plan is, over in that corner is going to be kind of a permanent perennial bed. We'll plant our rhubarb over there. I'll put cages around it until it's established. But anyway, we've got gray squash, I believe is on. We've got 4 of those. We've got 4 of the Black Beauty. And then we've got our blue Hubbard squash over here. And we did just 4 of those, and we left some pretty good space. I've never grown them before, so I'm not sure, but from what I understand, they're going to get pretty big. And this stuff's going to vine. I mean, it's going to be, if everything lives and recovers and all that, there should be a lot of green stuff through here, at least until the squash bugs get to it, or, you know, the vine borer. So, what we have left to plant is our Swiss Chard, and then, you know, I've got some more lettuce starts as this stuff goes to seed or, you know, bolts. I've got another round of lettuce that we can plant.
I'm going to start the lawnmower. Grandpa's letting me mow the dog.
Okay. So anyway, and then we've got some brassicas we're going to start. So I guess that's it for now. Until next time, happy gardening. Bye.